Okay. What can you please give your name and contact info, please?
Ron Ledbetter. My email is rledbetter@moonarea.net.
Okay. How for two sports thing we're doing for wrestling and basketball,
Mm-hmm.
what would you consider more popular?
At Moon, I would think that basketball is probably more popular.
Okay, so how would you compare wrestling to
Well, I don't know exactly what comparison you're looking for, but I think depends on which part of the Pittsburgh area you're in as to which sport is more popular. Like if you're from Washington or Greene County, then wrestling's more popular. Westmoreland County, probably wrestling's more popular as well. But in Allegheny County,
Okay. And compared to wrestling and basketball, people signing up for the wrestling that doesn't usually get a lot of people. But what would you think would be the I guess
what are you basing that on? How do you know that wrestling doesn't get a lot of people?
because I saw the roster for the wrestling team.
We haven't had our signups completed yet.
Oh well, I saw the rest. I guess last year. So like, how do you expect a medium to high demand for wrestling this year?
Yeah, I expect high demands of all of our teams. I expect them to put out the best possible product, and wrestling it's kind of unique because you could have 25 kids come out for the team, but not have a full lineup because of the weight classes, and that wouldn't be the case in basketball. You can always put 5 kids on the court. So yeah, we expect good things out of all of our coaches, and we don't always measure that in wins and losses. We measure that in did you retain the kids throughout the season? Did kids drop off and quit? Did you improve upon last year? Did you make the most out of the kids that you had? Do the kids speak positively of the sport? So those are ways you can measure progress in the sport.
Okay. So now, for instance, basketball that gets generally more high demand than wrestling, but how would you? What's your take on basketball demand?
Demands in what respect? What the coaches place on the kids? What I place on the
Yeah,
coaches? Community expectations? What demands you referring to?
Like all that. Like
Well, again, from a school standpoint, we expect all of our coaches and all of our kids to do the very best they can. To if they're going to go out for a sport, we want them to treat it seriously and treat it like they would any other sport. And again, if you're speaking specifically of Moon area, Moon has a rich tradition of excellence in wrestling and also has a rich tradition of excellence in basketball. So I think that from both sports standpoints, there are a lot of expectations placed on both programs.
okay. So like, do you like? Um, sorry, it's just hard to come up with questions. It's like build off of it. So like, how would you fare like which? I'm sorry, Ron. Didn't mean to do this to you. Anyway, do you like?
Would it be better if you maybe sat and thought about questions you wanted to ask me? Maybe we could talk over the phone one day. Would that work?
No, it has to be video. But
Oh.
I'm sorry. This was literally last minute. But I did get some good feedback from you, no doubt. Yeah. How do you want if for more sports? Do you think you can possibly like branch off into getting more sports to come here?
We currently have 29 teams, so I think we're kind of at our maximum density right now for a 5A school.
Okay. So like, how would do you have any like significant plans planned for Moon Athletics right now, like in terms of preparing teams?
Yeah, we're in process of looking at some different areas where we can bring initiatives on to benefit all of our programs. And one of the big things that we've tried to do since I've been here is we've tried to get all of our coaches to work together toward a common goal, to support each other. Also trying to get our athletes to support each other through our Athlete Supporting Athletes program. And I think that that's helped because they see their peers coming to their games and rooting them on. So then in turn, they want to go to their classmates' games to root them on as well. So we're trying to get our kids, instead of like you said, wrestling and basketball being pitted against each other, we're trying to get them to support one another and also go watch the swim meets and support them and go over to the gymnastics meet. So yeah, I think the biggest thing here is just try to build that sense of family and that school pride.
So you want a sense of, say, unity, come together as one.
Yep, that's what family is all about.
Yep. Okay. So, uh, um, like when the junior varsity kids come eventually here to the high school when it's time, you're likely you're gonna be sending the same message on to them, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, do you like have anything else that should be known about Moon Athletics, and also anything particular to wrestling and basketball?
Well, I think that we, as a community, we have a very tremendous sense of pride in Moon area as a school district and as an athletic program, and we're just trying to continue that tradition of excellence and pride that's been laid down by the previous athletic administrators here, starting with Bill Moore back in the '80s and Ricky Rich and Zach Kessler that came before me. So yeah, all great guys that did a lot for the current success that we're experiencing here at Moon.
Okay.